G'day everybody, Duckville here. We're going to watch a game from a small Korean tournament. I understand it's small. I wasn't able to find too much out about it. It was not really too much info, although I must admit I didn't actually do a massive search, but just wanted to get straight into the games. Starting out at the top right here is my good friend who sent through these replays. We'll have a look at a couple of these games. This is from the round of 4. It is dtgSickness, otherwise known as dtgSickness from Dream Team Gaming. He's, of course, in the clan next, and then also in the actual team DTG. He's going to be starting out at the top right here on Antigua Shipyard. We are on the GSL version, which has the blue minerals in the middle, which makes it a little bit more even for some of the races. Also, the supply depot is blocking the bottom of the ramp, so he's not going to be able to do any fun shenanigans over on this side of the map against his opponent, who started out here with a gas cancel. I'm still not even sure why people do this. It's not actually the most efficient way to start off as a Zerg, but his opponent over here, he'll be competing against, is SinandShin. Sin is a player, I believe, from just the High Masters on Korea. Sickness is over in Grandmasters, I believe. So we'll see what he gets up to here. We're going to start out with the sort of a little bit of a, I don't know, it's hard to say, going back to an older style of how to wall. Back in the beta days, people used to wall off like this, where you'd use the pylon, the gate, and then have the cyber here. I'm not actually sure of any benefit from doing that style of wall instead of the old, the sort of the newer version, which is the pylon back here and then the gate and the cyber. So I don't really know what the point of that is, but looks as if Sin is going to start out getting that pull pretty quickly there, just to make sure he has got some map presence with those links. Going to scout out with the drone. It is, of course, forced cross position, so these guys know exactly where their opponent is going to be, and Sickness is just going to run through here and just have a quick little look at what these drones are up to. Sees that there's a bunch of drones, and that the pull is also just about to complete as well, so he's got to be prepared for that. We've got both the gas going down, going for the double gas before cyber. Love that style of build. It's really cool, can lead you into a little bit faster tech. You can also see things such as DTs. In fact, DTs have been making a little bit of a comeback in PvZ on the Korean server. We've seen some players actually using this DT opening style, where you actually will go for a 2-gate expand, where you'll use DTs to cover off while you're trying to expand off 2 gates. And it can catch Zergs off guard sometimes, and as we can see, being caught off guard again here is Sin. He's actually got a pylon sitting there at the natural expansion. The probe is going to have to come back because he's going to need to cancel that pylon. Does cancel and gets another pylon down. This one's not going to last too long though, has to cancel that before he loses the minerals for it, but has delayed the hatchery slightly here for Sin, so he's going to have to get something else out pretty quickly. It looks as if we may have a gasless expand from Sin. Good way to play this map, I think, especially in cross spawns, because you can get that third base a bit quicker, but it sort of depends how Sin wants to play this. We'll see what happens. It looks as if he is going to get a spine crawler up just in preparation for a possible attack. As we can see, Sickness only has a couple of units out at the moment, just supply block for just a second here, getting that third pylon up right on time, finally getting that out, and he'll be able to continue to build some of these units. Now, with the 2 gas before cyber, as we said, can lead you to get some more tech out a little bit quicker, just because you have a little bit of a higher stockpile of gas prepared. Can also mean that you can get these sentries out a little bit quicker, and also a 3-gate expand, which is actually what we're going to see here from Sickness, is able to churn out more sentries than you normally would see. So we'll see how Sin is going to respond to this if he does get a little bit of a scout out on exactly what's happening. Now heading across to Sickness's base, just going to push across with these 4 lings. Going to see if that Nexus is there at the natural, and then going to have a quick look up the ramp. As we can see, actually getting caught out there, a force field going down from the sentry. He's going to be able to pick off the rest of these lings, but that does give a little bit of information there to Sin. He was able to see that there were 3 sentries out. Most likely is going to be just a basic sort of sentry expand, and as we can see, the probe now moving down here, just going to save up some of those minerals. He's going to put them in the piggy bank and then put that Nexus down right about now, and then he'll proceed to expand. So really interested to see how Sin is going to play this. It looks as if he has finally taken those those gas geysers there. He's got he's up to 28 drones, just cranking out a couple more, now up to 32. So he's just going to go for, it was initially that gasless expand, but now we do have the 4 geysers on the way, so this could lead into something perhaps along the lines of mutas, or perhaps he's going to go for something maybe with some roaches and hydras at the start. Is something that we have seen from time to time on this map. You can get some creep spread up through the middle here, and then as long as you get it to this center section, you can actually get some really good resupply on units when you're pushing against the Protoss. So we'll see what happens. Meanwhile, Sickness is just going to move through the middle of the map, make sure that that Zelnaga watchtower is cleaned out. As you can see, it does give you a good amount of vision around the map, so if you have that, it's quite nice, especially if you are going to push against your opponent. It looks as if a pylon's going to come along as well from a probe, but a couple of Lings going to head through the middle of the map, and they are going to be able to find that the sentries are camped out in the middle, getting what they can killed off there. Only one of the Zerglings is able to survive, so Sickness is now going to probably push with that force. We've got one spine crawler up, a second one is on the way. We'll see how he's going to deal with this. Perhaps it's just some pressure to make sure his opponent knows that he is on the map, and he is definitely a threat if he needs to be, and he looks as if he is going to just check out if the third's there. I'd say this is not going to be a huge attack here from Sickness. He knows that with an opponent only sitting on the 2 base there, he's not really going to get too much done. Speed is not actually finished, it's only halfway through about now, so he's going to be a little bit behind on that, but with these couple of spine crawlers here and the Queen to help out, possibly with the transfuse, he should be fine to defend this. But Sickness has got some good intel. He knows that there's no third base and can see that there's quite a lot of creep spread going out here as well. Sin doing a fantastic job with those creep tumors. Now just pushing those out. There is speed just about to complete. +1 to the ground carapace is also just done, just about to be done for Sin as well, and it looks as if he's going to have the lair very soon. So really interested to see how Sickness is going to proceed from here. He can see that his opponent has now taken that third base, can possibly go for a push, but with this limited amount of sentries and stalkers, I don't think it's going to get too far. Denies a creep tumor, pushes the Lings back, and now pulling up a massive line of force fields here. He's going to get inside and should be able to deny that third base. Does get a cancel on that, which does help him out here, but he is a little bit stuck. This is going to get a little bit messy here for Sickness if he's not careful. Looks as if he's going to try and break down the back rocks there, and with only there's actually only a small amount of Lings here at the moment. This is actually because they're now trying to push back and get a counter attack done. Looks as if Sickness was slightly prepared for this. He does have a gateway attempting to block that, but doesn't get too much done, and now he does lose a few of those Lings in that attack. +1 weapons just now completing for Sickness as well, so he's going to be in a nice position here. He's effectively fortified himself up here, and he's not going to be able to push down again because there are so many Lings up here, and now some DTs coming into the mix. Some great force fields there. Look at that force field donut with some DTs trapped inside. These Lings are not going to last long at all. All of them getting sliced up here. Let's have a look at the detection available for Sin. He does not really have any, but an Overseer is going to come through very soon. Half done. Here come those DTs going for that pressure. Now they should be able to slice through these spine crawlers very quickly. The Overseer now complete. He should be able to block off the ram. He does indeed, and now he's going to be able to get some really good damage done here, killing off all of these Lings along with a Queen. The spine crawler is going to catch a couple of these Overlords that are way out of position as well, and that is going to be a nice attack. Probably going to see him actually just push back from now, but in fact, you know, he's going to push again into the natural expansion of Sin. Sin is still woefully unprepared for this, has no detection against these DTs. Some brilliant force fields going up, surrounding the Protoss forces, limiting the surface area available for the Lings to attack into, and with that +1, all of these units are going to be doing a great amount of damage, and Sickness looks like he has, he's just sort of going to hold position on that ramp for the time being. Lair is done. There are no roaches out just yet for Sin. He's been a little bit troubled with getting some more units out to defend, and just with Lings, it's not going to be too much, but in fact, I'm not even sure what Sin is up to. There's only Lings on the production table for him. He's just lacking in gas, and there goes Sin. Just not prepared for that attack. The DTs, of course, adding to the very potent attack from Sickness, and he takes game 1 with a very nice timing there. So this is a best of 5 series, so we'll see a few more games. Make sure you join me for the next ones in just a minute.